Hello, hello. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of my world. I'm so honored you guys are here. Aries is here too. You can probably see his little waggly tail in the background. Well, I guess not. But anyway, he wishes everybody a Merry Christmas as well. So we're going to be live for just about probably just a little bit under an hour. And then we'll go over to my other channel as well, Tarot Dog. Later on this evening is when I will be going live in my members only segments on both channels. So just FYI, and it doesn't matter if you're a member and you already got a card pulled, don't worry, you're still welcome to enter to win. Know that selection is random. So, and I don't leave these videos up afterwards. They're gone. I only leave them up in the members corner just for members. And in fact, I'll probably set this one to members only afterwards. But if you are a member, you are more than welcome to be here as well. It's always just done really fair, where I usually pull from the bottom of the list in these lives, so that I'm reading storytellings for people that are still present in the room. So bear that in mind. Last time I did this, I had somebody that became very enraged at me because they didn't get a card pull. And so I am not promising people are going to get card pulls. There will be more of you that I don't get to than that I do, only because there's just one of me. There's more of you. And I'm so honored you guys are here. And I am so touched that you guys stopped by. And this is just fun. So please, if it's going to stress you out, that waiting and wondering, or if you feel like you need a card pull, just know, don't even be here, because I don't want you mad. I cannot guarantee that. Okay. So anyway, I just want people to have a really nice holiday, not a mad, frustrated one. So that's why I just want to preface this by like, don't even put yourself in that situation, because I can't guarantee that I'm going to get to you, because it is just random. So with all that being said, now let's have a really good time, shall we? I send you guys so much love and so much gratitude. And that is indeed why I'm doing this, is to say thank you guys for being a part of my world. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and begin. These are fictional storytellings. As always, I am not a psychic. I'm not going to predict your life or tell you how your life's going to go. I will read whatever story comes out, good, bad, or ugly. So do bear that in mind. Here we go. Let's get started. Natalie, hey, darling, let me grab you one right now. All right. We have got the higher self. There's a message coming in from the higher self. This is somebody who possibly knows themselves quite well. Somebody who possibly has, they've been doing a little self-check. What am I manifesting? Have I been manifesting? Maybe I haven't been manifesting exactly what my higher self wanted me to, which is maybe why I haven't quite had all of the results that I want. But there's the eureka moment. Wait a second. Maybe I forgot to order the pizza that I wanted. It's, if we tell the server in a restaurant, oh, just bring me anything, and then they bring out food we're allergic to, or, like a sardine laden, nasty pizza with barbecue sauce and pineapple on it, and some maraschino cherries. We might be like, oh my God. I mean, I know I said, bring me whatever, but, oh, I didn't mean that. And so there's this gentle message here where our character is realizing from their highest energy, wait a minute, maybe I haven't been placing my order clear enough. Maybe I'm all right, like asking for what I truly want. In fact, maybe I deserve to ask what I want from the universe. Maybe the universe actually wants to hear truly what my order will be, instead of just like leaving it up to like, oh, you just give me whatever random thing you want, universe. It's funny because it's a blend between like trusting in the higher realms that, what is meant for us shall not pass us by, but also not humbling ourselves too much to where we don't say, but I want these certain things in my life. So let me ask for those certain things. So I just feel like this is a beautiful breakthrough moment on a character that realizes maybe I wasn't getting some of the stuff I wanted because I left it too much to where I was like, oh, I don't want to be rude and be demanding. And it's kind of like, oh, but think of it like our characters putting in their order at a restaurant, and the staff, the kitchen wants to know, what do you want? How do you want it? And then we'll cook it for you. Actually, I really like that one. Courtney Walsh, hey love, here we go. And guys, I'm sorry, I have a really bad habit of just being done and then jumping to the next one. Please forgive me for that. I don't know why I do it that way, and I feel so rude, but Natalie, Merry Christmas. All right, now to you. I'm going to try to break that habit. I'm so sorry, guys. It's because I don't like to waste time. I like to jump into the next. But Courtney Walsh, somebody's got a little red eye. We got somebody who's been crying. Oh, what's that song by Roy Orbison? I think it's called I've Been Crying. Four of Cups. Somebody's got a big old disappointment in something that they've done. Oh, they're crying because they know that they missed out. They missed out on what would have made them really happy. They've missed out on some kind of, I mean, the sun was here, right? They saw it. They know right where the sun is. How come they're not the cat sitting in her lap anymore? Okay, so somebody made it a fumble, and they would really like to either course correct that. They don't quite know how to manifest that with the Magician being in the reverse. You know, maybe that is what their lesson is right now. It's like, hey, if you know what you should have done, why didn't you? You can see where your destination happiness is or was, but they either are disempowered and they say they can't go toward the sun, and they're feeling like they missed an opportunity to already move toward possibly a Leo energy, or they are just simply saying, I messed it up and I know I messed it up. And it's just kind of the acknowledgement on their part that I messed it up, but I still don't know how to fix it. One thing I will say is rest assured, they know the mistake that they made. And more importantly, they have a lot of like either love or respect or good emotions toward the sun, even though they may have mangled this and they don't quite know how to go about fixing it because they haven't been empowered enough to do it yet. What is the message just for that Leo energy in this then? You know, we're seeing their side of things, but what's the message for Leo? Keep on keeping on and keep moving into the next best chapter of our character's life. We've got that Ace of Pentacles here, and it says, honestly, it's neither here nor there. He's got one red eye. She's got like like her eye on the prize. Honestly, someone else's disappointment doesn't impede or impact this character and make them slow down. In fact, they could start having an even greater turn of events in their life as they keep progressing. You know, if someone's going to make amends and make things right, they have to come in and do that. It's not really her lookout. So she just gets to keep looking toward her future is what that says to me. All right. Thank you again, sweetheart. Next up, Amrita. Here we go, darling. Great to see you guys. All right. We have got the message of a Four of Cups. It's in the reverse. This is somebody who is perhaps recognizing that it was, maybe even silly to be wounded over something. We have the Nine of Wands, but in this case, instead of it being like a wounded warrior who still has a little bit of healing to do, we see this person using a scythe to cut down the hurt, the pain, the blockages, the problems, and actually letting go of something that once upon a time really bothered them. That is fantastic to see a character who is letting go of hurts and pains. And it's onward to new, happier chapters. If somebody has regained their sense of tremendous adventure, they could literally be taking a cruise, they could be sailing someplace, or this is metaphorical, the master of their own ship again. They're going after their fun, their happiness. They're taking those adventures. They don't feel wounded and like they missed out on an opportunity. They feel free to now pursue other happy experiences, which is absolutely gorgeous. This has the vibe of it being a feminine who's no longer crying over a masculine. I'm not going to say it has to be that way. It's just kind of what came up on the cards there. It doesn't have to be about genders. All right. Hey, Lisa, let me grab you one, honey. Great to see everyone. April O'Neil, sweetheart, I will get to you next. All right. So we have got this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords upright is clarity, truth. Somebody's got the real eagle eye. Also, they got their eye on what it is that they want. Somebody wants this Queen of Cups. Holy smokes, we could have a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius who has spotted a feminine that they think is the most glorious, most sensitive, most also great sense of fashion. She's got the most interesting use of that coral crown. This is somebody who's got so much love in their heart, so much energy to share, so much kindness to emote. This is beautiful. No wonder he wants her. I say he, it doesn't have to be a him. It just came across that way to me. I don't know. I looked at the eagle and I thought a him. We do have a masculine here who's being guided to start this new chapter. We have the World card. I feel like he's headed her way in the beginning of the year. In this storyline, he is headed directly toward something beautiful for all the right reasons. You know, why do we choose anything, hopefully for the best of reasons. There's like no shadow side in this. There's no toxicity in this. This is somebody who's really gotten clear on what he wants. He wants someone beautiful, healthy, loving, generous, kind, somebody who maybe has a quite a soft way with words as well. And it's like that's where he's headed, and he already knows it. He's going for that kind of success in the next year, and that could be him turning his back on a previous chapter of his life in order to go directly toward this chapter. Boy, I want to say he's seen the light. I don't know why I want to say it that way, but that song is in my head. I saw the light. I've been baptized by the fire in your touch and the love in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. All right, April O'Neil, let me grab you one right now, sweetheart. We have got the message of a 10 of Swords, along with the Knight of Pentacles, along with the King of Wands. A painful chapter has come to a close. And I really feel like this character suffered from either a lot of like unpleasantness, maybe a lot of gossiping, a lot of, rude behavior, a lot of people that surrounded them that really didn't treat them the best. And they slowly but surely maybe cut ties with every one of those acquaintances, frenemies, the old saying, who needs enemies when you got friends like these, right? It feels to me like we have possibly a feminine who has stopped also worrying about what other people say, what their opinions are. But I really do feel like this wasn't just in her head. Like, I think she was around kind of very caustic or very nitpicky people. I hate nitpickers. So they're the worst because like, just roll with it. Not everything has to be perfect, people. Come on, wabi sabi. Let life be a little bit off kilter. Not everything has to be perfectly aligned. There's a beauty in a little bit of like variety, but I feel like this was very intense, and she has slowly but surely moved away from all that, moved away from too much of that air energy of thought process and precision, and allowed herself to grow from her heart space. We have somebody in charge of her own life at this point, coming in as a masculine energy, but also as a feminine, really merging like, hey, this is my life. Who cares if somebody does or doesn't agree with me? I don't need to people please. I actually get to do what I need to do for me. I get to love who I love what I love, give my energy to anything that calls to me, anything that I like, I'm going to do that. This feels beautiful. This feels like she could be quite the creative. I'm picturing somebody who really likes big, bold colors, big, bold statements. Look at this. And we have the sun. Talk about big and bold. I don't think we've ever seen a character shine so brightly in such a very succinct progression of moving away from hurtful, painful, gossipy, judgmental, and because of that, being encouraged to move away from it and to blossom. This is a character that is a beautiful person that is probably much more warm and friendly, not because they had warm and friendly around them, but because that's who they chose to become. They probably are supportive to others in a way they never received. They probably will excel in life in a way that they couldn't possibly have if they let other people continuously put in their 2 cents. So it's really, there's so many ways to talk about it. Some people are like, oh, well, you have to learn to take constructive criticism. No, you don't. You can construct something else, but I am me. I construct what I want to. So all the criticism in the world is useless to me unless it actually is something that I was, hoping to reflect on and change. Otherwise, it's just your vision of who you want me to be. So it really depends on, consider the source. Where does criticism, constructive or just mean-spirited, where does it come from? And does it apply? Even great, truly well-intentioned constructive criticism does not mean we need to take it if that's not what our goal is. Her goal is to expand, to be bright, to be bold, to be warm. Nothing that probably these characters would have to say would really be applicable because she's a completely different, unique individual in the way she chooses to live her life. That's what I see on that. It's very expansive. I think this is the happiest chapter of our character's life and the most successful as well. That's beautiful. All right, next up, here we go. Annie S. Hi, sweetheart. Let me grab you one. We've got the Tower. Now, I love the Tower because it talks about like freeing things. It talks about breaking down boundaries, blockages, letting the Tower fall. We've got the 2 of Swords and we've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. when we look at like things that are falling, it was blockages to the best new chapter, success, financial abundance, new life, new opportunities. Something was holding our character back and they didn't even know it. And that something seems to be being removed. What is the something that's being removed? The idea that there needed to be a returning soulmate, that idea has been swept away, either because a soulmate actually shows up or because something about the nostalgia. Sometimes, if we live in the past a little bit, it's really hard to see the future. So I could definitely look at it that way, because this is what's dropping away. What is our character being freed from? And it's being freed from the nostalgia of thinking that a soulmate is supposed to be in our character's world. See, I think our character's about to meet somebody brand new. What is it that's taking away that concept that there was supposed to be a return of something from the past? The moon. Our character could find out something that they didn't know previously. Like, look, I know this can be like considered harsh, but keep in mind, in this storyline, what our character didn't realize is it was a stumbling block for them having the best next chapter of their life. So this isn't going to be negative the way I'm going to say it, but if our character like didn't know that, let's say, the family home that they always intended they would inherit, the family had actually sold it and they were just still leasing it, renting it. So they weren't ever going to inherit that family home. But what if it turns out that family home would have been a huge time sink? It would have been something that our character, even if they had initially been counting on it, hey, I'm going to move back there someday, then they find out, like, wait a minute, you mean it's not even in the family anymore? Wait a minute. So I don't have to spend all my time and my money to keep the legacy going. You mean I can start my own legacy? You mean I can put all my money, instead of trying to patch up the old house that I thought I was going to have to inherit someday and it was going to be this albatross around my neck? You mean I can buy a house wherever I want, someplace else? Oh my God, that's kind of a relief. Like, again, it could be, I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying somebody's losing their family home. I'm just saying finding out something that a character didn't know previously is actually a huge relief, because it sets our character on this completely new shiny penny journey. I get to do something different. I don't have to take back the past. Well, that's not even an option. Oh, well, that's kind of freeing. It feels really good in this storyline. It feels really happy for this character. So however we see it, it's just kind of a different message on that one. It's being freed of expecting that we got to do something all over again. Actually, I really dig it. Dimple Kumar, how are you, honey? Let me grab you one. Here we go. We got the 5 of Wands upright. This is a thought process. This is going round, problem solving. This is, it can be like fighting, but in a good way. Like, okay, here's my idea. And then somebody pushes back and says, well, okay, you could frost a cake with those, colors. But what if you added in, a splash of real flour instead of just frosting flowers? And, you go back and forth and you're trying and testing, different templates. We have the 4 of Pentacles. It says our character is in a state of trying and testing templates. And so that's why they're not giving an offer yet, or they're not moving forward yet, because they're still in the testing phase. Companies do that, but also sometimes that's what, we have to do at a one-on-one basis also in our own personal life, especially if it talks about, this could be a masculine who hasn't given an offer yet. And it's because he's still, like I said, testing, thinking about, how will I give this offer? Yeah, he's looking for clarity. So he knows just exactly how to say the right words, just exactly how to like come forward. If this is somebody who wants to either give a message, speak plainly and truthfully and get the words right, he's going over and over the words that will express exactly what needs to be said. There is a dance between the give and take. This is somebody who doesn't want to overstate something nor understate something. So it's important. The language that this character chooses to use is important. And to their credit, they're treating it like it's important. They're considering their words because they want to speak genuine truth. So, you know what? Anytime there's like somebody holding back, but it's for a really good purpose, it's because something really matters and they're taking the time to find the right words. I would say that that shows a lot of respect, actually, to the person that they want to communicate with. Like, they don't just want to spout off words, they want to be mindful. So, anyway, really nice. Maria, hi, sweetheart. Let's go ahead and grab you one. Maria, we have got the Page of Swords. That is, I mean, it can be a small offer. It can be somebody gathering information. It can be somebody spying. Pages can be our communicators, our messengers. That's why I start out with could be a message, but his sword is sideways. So I don't feel like it's a message yet. I feel like it's somebody gathering information and watching because they want to know, how would this be received? Now, there's one other way I could say this. The Lovers can be a card of choice, Gemini energy, and we have Libra Gemini as well, just on that first card. Okay. It's a little bit different. We have somebody that is watching and wondering, is it over? They don't know if, I'm going to say, she is jumping into the arms of another, but that's what they're braced for and scared to find out. Like, did she move on? Is that it? Did she pick somebody else instead of me? So we have this masculine, possibly, doesn't have to be, but that's just what we see on the card, that is wondering, is it over? 8 of Cups in the reverse, because they're poised to try to come back in, but they're trying to find out before they make that move. Should I try this, or is she over me? 8 of Cups in the reverse. Do I return, or is it too late? That's what they're trying to establish. Let me see. Give me one more. Because they really want this. All I can say on behalf of them is that this is their 10 of Cups. A page's amount of energy is not much. This is still pretty tentative and pretty, it's a page. It's not even a knight. It's not a king, a queen, an emperor, an empress. So they're probably going to have to realize, if their emotion is this big, this is their 10 of Cups that they're wanting. This is a major arcana that they want. Then I can understand that they start out with like the nervousness and they're spying and trying to gather information. But if they want something this important, then they probably will have to be bolder and put in more energy. This seems like they're in the preliminary phases of trying to gather some information. But at the end of the day, if this is what they want, they're probably going to have to step up their energy, and they can't just sit and stare and wonder, is it over? Oh gosh, this is going to be painful. If it's over, they're going to have to maybe try to like win that person back if they want that character, because their 10 of Cups is what's at stake. So it just kind of looks like a divine masculine is kind of like doing the preliminary work of prepping themselves to perhaps take that step, but they're not there yet. They're still in kind of like fearful mode, and they haven't quite, gotten to the phase of, I got to do this. This is really important. Zock, or P-Z-O-C-K. Forgive me if I don't say your name properly. Is it just Zock? Is the P silent? Let's go ahead and start here, and we'll grab a card. Well, we got 3. We've got the 8 of Cups. We've got the 4 of Swords. And we've got the 7 of Wands. Okay, so, whoops. We've got somebody who's off doing what they need to do. This is a strenuous adventure for them. Even when they're sleeping, they're actually still working on things. This is somebody revamping themselves, possibly a Libra specifically, possibly a Leo, possibly a Pisces, but we've got a character that is intentionally off on their own, and they're actually working on what they need to work on. This is somebody who's been fighting a little too long. They've been fighting everything and everyone, and they got to quit feeling like they're always on the battlefield. So they do need to back off of being on the battlefield. So as they kind of get a little bit more rest, they get a little bit more dedication to the healing aspect, they might just be able to get centered again and get back into their heart space. This is the emotional space. So we have a character who's needed to do quite a bit of healing. That's why they're kind of off on their own right now. The healing is a bit of a battle for them, but it's equal parts rest and then, like recognizing what are they fighting against and maybe changing that to what am I fighting for? that's a better way, a better motive to heal, perhaps, is instead of what am I fighting against? What am I fighting for? I'm fighting for emotional, happiness and open energy. So if this is a character who was really deeply wounded, they kind of have walked away from someone in order to go and really do a deep dive of what they needed to do so they can get to the point where they can be emotionally available. Actually that speaks really highly of this character for knowing when they need to work on themselves and doing the things that they need to do. It may seem, like, well, man, this person just bounces. It's like, yeah, but when you have to do personal work, it just like, we don't get mad at somebody if they have to go to sleep because their body is tired, because it's like, well, even if I wish you could keep me company, your body has to sleep. I get that. So you go night because I can't go night for you and make you feel rested. And it just feels like it's like the acknowledgement that, wow, this person is doing the personal work. That's actually really nice. Next up, Sleep Princess. Hey, darling, let me grab you one. We got the Devil in the Reverse. Really great energy on that. That it's like, we're not going to let the iceberg sink us. We're not going to, have this be the tip of the iceberg that then, takes down the Titanic or something. No way. We're done with the devil. We don't have that, scraping along the side of our life always. Like, I feel like a long fingernail that somebody used to like drag across like the top of a, like perfectly iced cake or something and just ruin it. And it's like, that was the equivalent of what the devil was doing all the time. It was taking something beautiful and always just tarnishing it or scratching just a little tiny bit, across a beautiful, car paint or something. No more of that. It's so awesome. We have the Emperor and we have the Judgment. Somebody just bossed up. Somebody is not letting fears get in the way. Whomever this seems to be an emperor, and they are very clear that you notice that there's somebody who like dominates their mind, dominates the message in the skies. As a character overcomes the fear factor and they really embrace like who they are, what they want, and they feel empowered, which is what all of this is. This was somebody who had fears and they squashed those fears and they now own their own like choices in life. That's where they become aware that, you know what I need to do next? There's this person, there's somebody I got to make things right with. That's, like the day that I became the emperor and sit down in the CEO's chair, the first thing I'm going to do, the first order of business is to put certain things, right. And the first thing is to set something right with whomever this is in their sky, whomever it is that they think so heavily about. This could be a Scorpio. We did have Aries and we did also have Capricorn, but it's pretty awesome to see that, for the topic of a character like getting over their fears, the first thing that they do is, I don't want to say it's an apology tour. I feel like that's almost like diminishing, how important this is. They want to set things right with somebody who they've still thought heavily about. So I feel like there's a lot of respect there and a lot of, desire to course correct things. Maybe it's about love. Maybe it's about, paying somebody back. Maybe it's about, just acknowledging, hey, I had problems in the past, but this is the new me. Like, I want you to meet the new me. It just feels like somebody wants to do right by another person now. Really beautiful. Next up, here we go. Patricia, hi, sweetheart. Let me grab you one. We have got High Priestess. I really like this High Priestess card. This is actually why I bought this deck. She's got a spider crawling across her face. I don't know why. I just dig it. Of course, it makes me think of that Billie Eilish song, I'm a Bad Guy. Wasn't that like in the video or something? Or one of her videos. Maybe it's not that one. Let's take a look. This is a character who's got a profound sense of things that are not necessarily visible. Our character seems to be sensing that there is, well, we could look at this in a lot of different ways. The star is a wish fulfillment. The star is healing. The star can be like catching a wish or a goal. But we also have like, a Swan Lake or, even like the scene from the Nutcracker where the snow is falling and they all kind of look very swan-like in that particular scene. So this could be very timely, but there is a wish fulfillment that is coming in and our character subconsciously knows it. It's something beautiful. Swans do mate for life. So it is possible that our character is sensing an approach of like a life partner that is coming in from afar. this could, not everything has to be about, love and, romance, but I will just say this story is, we just got the lovers. Oh my gosh. The lovers card being here is really awesome. It is about the approach of a divine counterpart, or the approach of something that our character would have chosen wholeheartedly that will stay with them, choices that will stay with them for the rest of their life. Let's say, for example, it's somebody's about to get, a wonderful companion, like a dog or a cat or something. Those pets can become something that stays with us, for the rest of our lives. They'll be near and dear to us. So I don't want to say everything has to be about like romantic love with humans, because ultimately this is about choices, healing choices, wishes coming true. But our character is sensing that this is what's coming in for them. Let me just ask, how are they sensing this? Oh, you sweetheart, Julia. Thank you, honey. I'll be right with you. 10 of Pentacles. There's just something here. There's an energetic pull that they keep feeling. Again, she's blindfolded. She can't see it, but she feels like, almost like feels somebody like breathing on the back of her neck. Like, even with that spider at the beginning, like the little tingly feeling, like my spidey senses tell me that something's about to get really, really good in my life. I've got like companionship coming in here. I've got some kind of relationship coming in. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love the good premonitions of what is on the horizon. All right, next up, Juliet, my dear, let me grab you in. Hi, everybody. We have got the Hierophant in the reverse. So this is possibly a breaking away. We could have a Taurus breaking away from marriage, breaking away from a previously held belief system that doesn't work for them anymore. Wow. And they are coming forward with an apology. This could be a divine masculine who is like, I'm sorry I didn't make this decision sooner. I'm sorry that they could be giving an apology to whomever they're walking away from, or, like, I'm sorry, but I just don't agree with this anymore. I don't believe in this anymore. And by the way, I'm sorry that I didn't make this decision sooner. We have the lovers. This is pretty straightforward, that we have a character who is breaking away from a previous commitment, belief system, something that actually didn't resonate, but he was in it for a period of time. And this is him apologizing that he was ever stuck in something that wasn't right for him, when he should have made this choice maybe sooner. I mean, sometimes characters don't have the courage to make the choice. I mean, the lovers is a card of choice. 2 out of 3 cards are major arcana. So this is a big decision that this character is making. And we have a Page of Pentacles. It's definitely to give an offer in a different direction. The choice to, this could be somebody who's changing religious beliefs. This could be a difference in a choice of romantic partners. But this is someone who is sorry that they didn't have the courage to have made this change previously, when they knew what they wanted to do, but they're still coming in to make the offer now, if it will be accepted. So very much, maybe it should have happened a long time ago, but I don't know that our character could have done it any sooner than this. Characters only have the skill set that they've got to work with. They only have, the courage that they have when they have it. So next up, Holly Light. Hi, sweetheart. Let me grab you one. We've got the 3 of Swords in the reverse. So somebody is disassembling the Venn diagram of pain, which is fantastic. It's the only way we ever want to see that 3 of Swords is when we start to dismantle it. Disassembling, where'd the hurt come from? Why did I feel this kind of hurt? Let me undo all this. We've got that 2 of Wands, and we've got the 8 of Pentacles. I feel like our character has chosen a life of reconstruction with things that they can build, things that they can grow. Everything is about choice. If our characters had hurt and pain, they said, why would I keep investing in thoughts of hurt and pain when I could instead invest my time in something tangible? I do feel like it's moving away from painful ideas, painful memories, painful thoughts, and moving toward tangible, work. So let's say this is the person who, had a breakup, and they said, I'm not going to cry over this person. I'm going to go out there and work on getting me my revenge body. Or I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make my life super successful because somebody else disappointed me. Somebody else didn't show up for me. It keeps feeling like this was possibly multiple situations that compounded. Maybe I didn't really have the support I should have had. And lover didn't turn out to have my back, and I didn't get the raise I wanted at work. Okay, all that sucks, but you know what? It sucks so bad that I deserve so much better. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get so much better. I've got the keys to unlock my future. What I'm going to work on is not thinking about the people that did me wrong. I'm going to work on what I'll create for myself, how I will rise. Oh, I love this character. I love their strength. I love their power. I love their grace. That's awesome. We've got this really powerful magician. This character is unstoppable. I'm hearing that song by Sia. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Portia with no brakes. I'm invincible. This is awesome. I don't know who our character is exactly, but they are calling in all the powers of the universe to surround them right now and help them achieve what they need to. This is a true architect of their own life. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. You guys, thank you so much. You're so awesome. Hang on, let me back up for just a second and say, oh, you are so sweet, EM. Oh my gosh. Priyanka Matin, EM has just said that you have got to receive a card pull. And so we're going to get you one right now. Oh my gosh, EM, you angel. You're so sweet. All right, here we go. And Hakuna Matata, I saw you down there. I'll get to you next, love. All right, so here we go. 9 of Cups is upright. EM, please let me know if I can still pull one for you also, honey. We've got a 9 of Cups. That 9 of Cups being upright is the energy of tremendous happiness. It's somebody's just found that magic lamp and realized that their hopes, their wishes, and their dreams maybe have always been possible. 4 of Cups, the Judgment, and the Devil. I feel like this is a moment of reflection. I feel like our character is sitting here because this is the first card out. Our character sits here and says, I can't believe how much easier it was to turn my attention to the good things in life. I realized that I had to look at things in a different way, right? There was an illusion that I had to wait for good things to come. In fact, I think our character realized that they have been kind of protected all this time. If there was somebody really toxic, somebody really selfish, they could have been dealing with, this obviously tells a story of a masculine who's being puppeted by money, staying with a karmic who demands more and more of him. No matter how much money there is, it's never going to be enough. Nobody's ever going to be satisfied, but he stays there. He stays stuck and he remains somebody else's puppet. If our character has actually been protected, the divine intervened and said, the reason we don't want your storyline to intersect with a person who's got so much, shadow work to still do to break away from their toxic energies, that's the reason we've protected you. We weren't trying to make your life difficult. We were trying to make your life better because you don't have those toxic attachments. So you shouldn't have to be stuck with somebody who has the toxic attachments. So you've been protected. And I feel like our character is just now like really recognizing that, like, wow, oh my gosh, the universe loves me enough to make sure that I'm protected if somebody else still has their own work to do on themselves. Like they're not walking into my world and I got to wash all their dirty laundry that they bring in and patch up their life and deal with their complexities. They're not in my world because they had too much dirty laundry and they needed to solve that on their own. The universe kind of protected me from having to get my own life merged with somebody who had a lot of work to do. And so making peace with the fact that sometimes, that us not getting everything that we want is actually the key to us getting everything that we want, because sometimes we want stuff that isn't the greatest. And we don't realize it until we reflect on it. I really think our character is sitting down and taking stock of all the beautiful things in their life and really asking themselves, wait a second, was I wishing for a period of time for someone or something that really I already can see? I have the objective, perspective that I know that they had a mess. Then why would I have wanted to bring that into my life? My life is amazing. So it just feels like a real sense of like taking stock of right where a character is right now and realizing where they are is amazing. And it is kind of a sense of gratitude and awareness that, wow, I've been divinely protected from some things that would not have been in my greatest and highest good. Ooh, that was loud. All right. Next up, Hakuna Matata. Let me grab you one, honey. Hakuna Matata. Thank you, sweetheart. We have got a Ten of Swords in the reverse. Ten of Swords in the reverse talks about a painful ending where somebody is still feeling upset. They're still feeling hurt. It's probably because they didn't want something to end. They didn't want something to be over. That bothers them that something is over. We have a Four of Pentacles upright. Okay, so not only did something bother them that it's over, but they want to still cling to it. I feel like this is possibly a divine masculine who does not like the way things have gone. And that's why they're trying so hard to tell themselves it's okay, it's not really done, it's not really over. They're prolonging this though, because there's what they wish versus what really is. I kind of think this person's sabotaged in this storyline. This individual, they want to be generous, but then they just can't fully do it. So then they're really upset that they're not getting what they want. And they're upset that it's over, but they still don't really seem to be making much change. They want to cling to something, but they don't really put in the effort and the work to really make something blossom. We've got that Knight of Coins and we got the Hanged Man. They're going to be real slow to learn the lesson that they are the ones in their own way. Whomever this individual is, they're on a journey of self-reflection right now. What they want, they probably can't ever have because they just can't seem to be generous enough to like really make something flourish. And until they can see their role in something, they're still on that journey of learning. This character, though, I mean, this gives a lot of hope that they will eventually see things in a different light, but they're not making any significant changes. They're still stuck way back in the past, which is they're not happy with the way things are, but the way things are is because of the way they didn't apply themselves or they didn't, show up in a connection or something, but they still haven't quite figured out that they need to be the ones who make that change. Okay, kind of difficult because that character's in their own way, but c'est la vie. Sabrina, you sweetheart, thank you so much. Hang on just a second. Let me scroll through here. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Sorry, guys, I'm still scrolling. I was looking for... Okay, EM, you're so sweet. All right, let me get you right now, Sabrina. Thank you, love. All right, Sabrina. No, that feels like the wrong deck. Hang on. Ooh, I want this one. Sorry, guys. This is also why I'm breaking our stories today into multiple segments, because I know I'll start coughing after a certain amount of time, but thank you for dealing with me. Sabrina, my dear, we started with a Fool card. There is this good luck, good fortune. We got the little bunny rabbit here. This is fertility. This is fortune. This is very positive energy. We have somebody who's here, like her face is in a picture frame. I almost feel like this person they're taking a leap of faith. They could be putting themselves out there more like in the public eye, doing a portrait, showing up and being like, okay, here I am. Let's see how this thing goes. I'm not going to hide myself anymore. Good for this character, because this character, I almost feel like if somebody's going to do something on social media, maybe they're going to show up and start showing off their art or their skincare routine or whatever it is. I feel like this person has so much to offer, such a wealth of knowledge. They have so much to offer the world. And if anything, I know this feels really brave, which probably means, this character had to overcome a nervousness of like, I don't know, should I really put myself out there? Should I put my resume in on this? Should I put myself out there? Do I really have something to offer and contribute? This says, oh, hell yeah. But if anything, our character, the act of them doing this for themselves is the act of them overcoming something that maybe they were told once upon a time that they weren't good enough, or they were, it was implied, or they were passed over or made to feel like what their unique individual mindset contained probably wasn't all that much of anything. Somebody played a little game, probably because look, when the Justice card shows up, it is unfair business, right? It's where somebody either didn't support our character or intentionally tried to, kind of like rain on their parade. I'm so glad that our character's not listening to that. I'm so glad they're going to get their karmic justice in some kind of real glow up. This says that our character is going to gain traction and possibly like really at the bottom line, they're going to gain even greater confidence in themselves and what they have to offer. There could be some really beautiful feedback where thank goodness they didn't listen to somebody who didn't support them. Thank goodness they're going to go after what they want. They'll gain greater personal confidence anyway, because why ever listen to somebody who tells us what we're not good enough? Who made them the authority on whether or not we've got talent? It just kind of feels like there's lots of amazing talented artists and athletes that we're told that they'll never be any good, and they go on to become the best of the best. So it really says for our character to continue to take those leaps for what they want, because they've got talent, they've got success, they've got something to really offer the world, and to not doubt their own success. I really think this character is going to have an astounding amount of success, and that is part of the karmic, comeuppance. I feel like I'm hearing that song by Toby Keith, How Do You Like Me Now? Now that I'm on my way, do you still think I'm crazy standing here today? I couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. So how do you like me now? I love that song, and I feel like that's so appropriate for this one. All right, next up, let's go ahead and continue on here. Sorry, guys. Let me catch my breath for just a second. Oh, Simona, you sweetheart. Thank you so much, honey. And Sassy Saggy, hang on. I've got to scroll carefully here. Okay, so let me get to Sassy Saggy. Here we go. And then I'll come right back to you also, sweetheart. I'm sorry to move on from you for just a minute, but I'm trying to stay in order. I do want to be able to say thank you to you guys. So Sassy Saggy was just above you. Okay. Oh, Sabrina, it's my pleasure, honey. Sassy Saggy, thank you so much also, honey. We've got a 10 of Swords. That 10 of Swords is, yes, something was very painful. Something should not have happened. But out of that painful ending, we have a new dawn. We have a new offer coming in. I do feel like our character had a big betrayal. And it was like, I don't know if they were kept waiting. Somebody wasted their time, because I feel like this person, stood there by the ocean waiting for the ship to come in that didn't come in. This could have been whatever it was. This wasn't right. This was the backstab. However, sometimes we stand there and we wait for a ship to come in, and it turns out that ship doesn't arrive for us, and somebody wasted our time. But because we're right there on the side of the shore, sometimes the universe has a way of gifting us something else. And it's like we had to be at that right time and right place. It says something different comes in that our character did not expect and would not have found had they not ended up right there on the shore with their time wasted. There is some kind of like an awareness of an illusion. There is, this is also boredom. I kind of think that our character is going to have this like moment of clarity that, you know what, the thing that betrayed me, frankly, I think I was strung along, and it was really fucking boring. So sorry to drop the F-bomb there, but the illusion of going to be gifted something instead of somebody who really gifts something is it gives clarity. Look at this. Talk about, I'm glad I dropped the F-bomb, because the Queen of Swords straight up says things like that. This is clarity. This is direction. This is action. This is her triumphing over the devil. Yes, something wasted her time, but what she gained out of this was, I thought this was going to be a new offer coming in, but it's more like a determination in her own self that, wait a minute, my time is way more precious. I should have been asking harsher questions instead of saying, sure, I'll be patient. Sure, I'll wait there at the shoreline for the ships to come in. Sure, I'll keep waiting and waiting. She should have been like, put up or shut up. Show me what you got. Why should I wait on the shoreline for you? What do you mean? What's so great that I should stand there and give you my time and give you opportunities? What are you doing to make sure that I would want to say yes to this? She just learned how to advocate for herself and not let, I think she also learned that somebody might have made an offer, like written a check that they couldn't cash. The devil talks about fear, and she might be saying, wow, that would have been the tip of the iceberg. Somebody who's like a time waster. Now that I see it that way, yeah, I'm super glad that I didn't actually wind up giving them any more of my time. But I also realized they might have been really fearful, and that could have been why they didn't show up for me. But in the future, I'll ask better questions. In the future, I'll have better boundaries up. I won't let somebody take too much of my time. They've got to show me, why should I wait for them, or why should I give them my time? So it should be a two-way street. You know what? On one hand, I kind of think it's an invaluable lesson. And I think that this character is not mad at all. She's in the upright. She's a queen who just learned like one of the most beautiful lessons ever, which is, my time is precious. And there's always going to be time wasters, but it doesn't mean they can have my time. So actually really solid. Thank you again, Sassy Saggy. Simona, sweetheart, let me get you one, hun. Okay, here we go. Let's go with this deck. And shout out to you, New Delhi. I am so honored. Thank you for being here, love. Okay, I wasn't sure how that was going to come out. We've got an 8 of coins and a 7 of swords. Okay, so in this storyline, as much as a character has been putting energy into something, it seems like there's still a lack of truth here. Either this is somebody who is doing busy work, making it look like they're doing a ton when in fact they're really not. Or this is somebody who says all the time, oh, I'm working on this, but they don't really, got a King of Cups. They're working on something different. They're working, in this case, on their own like ego boost, and they're not being honest about that. So it feels like, I have to say, I'm so sorry, this is not going to sound like the greatest message, but a character who is either putting in effort, I could read this in two ways, but he's either, we have a King of Cups who is saying, oh my gosh, I love this is why I'm putting in effort, but he's not being honest about the fact that what he loves about it is how good it makes him feel. He's feeling like $1,000,000, kind of like he's, every time he spends time with somebody and, you know, gets a chance to interact with them, he's the one getting the, like, this is my trophy. Like, I love being seen with so-and-so. I love working with so-and-so because, oh my God, it makes me feel so good about myself because I look really good standing next to them. I am so thrilled that I look so good. You make me look so good. And so it could be a little bit of an ego boost that the character's not admitting to. Now, the other way I could read it is completely opposite. Somebody is pretending that, oh yeah, I'll just come over and work on something with you. And it's like, that's not why I want to come over and be helpful. It's not that I have some skills and we could, you know, collaborate. It's like, because I love this person and it would be so exciting to be able to see more of them. So we could look at this in a positive or a negative light is the truth of it. Hang on, I'm going to swap decks and get one more here because we have somebody who's not being honest about their motives, but either way, they are loving this. A King of Swords. So you know what? Both are true. Both are true. Whatever it is that this person is wanting to do, it is because selfishly they're digging it. It's making them feel like $1,000,000. But also the thing that they're wanting to do, it's because they genuinely are like, maybe they're not being 100% transparent, but they will be at some point in time. That like, I really wanted to say yes because I wanted to be like near you, or I wanted to do this with you because, well, I like you. It actually, you know what, that kind of turned out sweet. That didn't turn out nefarious after all. I was like, oh man, this is going to be a bummer. And honestly, we got good cards. We got 2 kings upright. We didn't, even with lies, not all lying cards are going to have the same like negativity attached. And that was a prime example of that. That person is crazy. Crazy about whoever it is they're spending time with. Next up, Ask Alicia. Let me grab you one, honey. Oh, Romeo, thank you, honey. I'll get to you right after Ask Alicia, okay, honey? Hang on just a second. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm sorry, sometimes the chat moves in a really weird way and it'll skip down too far and bypass. Let me just scroll. Okay, so Romeo, you'll be right after Ask Alicia, okay? Ask Alicia, here we go. What have we got here? We've got the sun. The sun is in the reverse. That says somebody does not have clarity on something at the moment. 7 of Wands. And what they're lacking clarity on is what to work through, how to get over a problem. This could be a divine masculine. By the way, Horus, the falcon god, is here as well. So there should be some healing energy, but maybe somebody is Also, like, I don't have clarity on how to heal something. I don't know how to work through this. Chariot. So are they walking away from something because they've got to go figure out how to fix something? They think that yeah, Ace of Cups. This feels like a character who was not pleased because there were obstacles. So in this storyline, he decides, I have to take charge of the things that I can, so that then maybe I can feel empowered, and then I can have the breakthrough on the stuff that I don't know how to work through. I have to go fix other things. Maybe this was complicated. Maybe there was a multitude of things that were all interwoven. You notice here, we're hammering in the railroad ties, and it's like, well, if we're building a railroad, all the ties have to be, we have to lay all the tracks. Otherwise the train can't go all the way across the country. So everything has to be accomplished. Everything has to be done. There isn't just one thing to accomplish. You can't hammer in one railroad tie and be like, okay, done, problem solved. It's that you got to lay the entire railroad. And so I almost feel like this character, even though it didn't make them happy, they realized, I got to take charge of this whole situation. And this is way bigger than what I thought. So it means I got to move on and go down the road of course correcting a much bigger situation. Like maybe this is an overhaul for their life, an overhaul. Maybe they had to go, this could be somebody going to, seek consult, a therapist or somebody that would help them to like get better in touch with their emotions so that they could actually piece their life together in a different way. And it's like, wow, I want to have a loving, successful relationship. I want to move forward, but first I have to move forward in myself. That's the way I would say. The only reason I bring up love is because this is kind of about self-love, but it's also the love that then we can give to another. And it definitely seems to be like this person has a lot of beautiful vibes, but something was revealed to them that they needed to work on. I've got to go fix this. And it's not one little thing. It's, I got to build the entire, lay the whole foundation, all the tracks. And to do that, it means I have to dedicate myself to doing that first, and then I get the reward. So it feels like this could have been a masculine who really realized that they had to spend some serious time on some deep inner healing, is what it looks like to me with that. All right, next up, let me go over here to Romeo. Romeo, thank you, honey. So generous, sweetheart. Shout out to you in Mumbai. All right, we have an 8 of Wands. Ooh, we have got fast action. We have incoming energy. That 8 of Wands is super exciting. It's communication sometimes. It's taking action. We've got a Page of Coins that is coming out sideways. Page of Coins is just because something's coming in fast, it does not mean that our character is going to say a strong yes. Ooh, I'm so glad I get this. We got the High Priestess and we have the 6 of Wands, both of which are sideways. With this vibe, with this energy, we definitely have a character that is excited. They're going places, or something is coming directly toward them, flying in possibly, but there's a potential for great success. But two people have to be completely on board with this. The deep intuition says we have to really assess if we're balanced. I almost feel like this is somebody coming into our character's life, coming to visit, and both people know this is going to be a really important time for us. What we're both doing is subconsciously, this is our chance to decide, could we be good together? Could we be successful together? We both, we may not sit there and be like, okay, I'm looking you over and I'm making a checklist and that's not good enough and that's not good enough. But it is a little bit of an assessment. And I think both characters know it. I only say both because we have, the scales here. So we're looking at two different individuals, both wanting the same thing, both really wanting success, but wondering realistically, could this work? This could be like two people going out on a date and both are thinking, okay, I came out on this date with you because I like what I see, but I'm really listening and I'm getting to the vibe of your personality. And without meaning to, of course, I'm, running a little bit of an assessment in the background because, man, I'd love this to work out. I feel like what's beautiful is both characters seem to want this to work out. This could be a business negotiation. This could be, lovers connection, but both people seem to want the same thing, which to me says, then they're probably both going to be willing to really put in the work, the effort, and the communication, which bodes really, really well, because it's great when characters are not just there like, oh, I don't know, I just killing some time. It's like, no, this is important to both characters, which I just love that part of that story. All right, Good luck to them. All right, let me scroll on down. Oh boy, I just did a jump again. Hang on. Thank you again, Romeo. The Bayou, let me grab you one. And then guys, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to close this out right now because I only have an hour for this and then an hour for the next one. So the Bayou, and then right after that, I'm going to go to Little Miss Sunshine. And hang on, let me get, I got to remind myself so I don't miss it. Okay. Bayou, Little Miss Sunshine. And we will go with Julie Engerman. All right, here we go. And so that's going to be it. So please no other add-ons right now, only because I have to bounce over to Tarot Dog after this. So those of you who have the opportunity or time, if you want to join me over on Tarot Dog after this, I'll probably take like a 5 or 6 minute break as soon as I'm done with these and then go over to Tarot Dog for an hour, okay? All right, here we go. The Bayou, let's grab you one, honey. Thank you so much, by the way. It's so generous of you. Let's go with, there it is. Okay. I don't know. I just wanted to really like a little blunt deck, something that makes really blunt images. We have the World in the reverse. Okay. So there's a cycle that's not completed. And keep in mind that the year isn't quite over yet either. We have the King of Cups upright. I'm hearing that song. Is it Lenny Kravitz? Because baby, it ain't over till it's over. That King of Cups is napping. Ooh, and dreaming. Okay, so hang on. He's napping and he's dreaming, but he's not really taking action. This is somebody who still has a lot of love in their heart, but what they dream about is this toxicity, but also this, it's very unrealistic because we have this vibe of like, you know, this hero, even the stance, you know, he's this hulking, perfectly fit, you know, dude in his bomber jacket, you know, sweeping up the feminine, and he's her hero. If we have a character that is not done with a connection because he still has a lot of love, but he fantasizes about coming back in as a hero, but I only see him sitting in his chair. So he doesn't want something over. He still wants to be a hero, but we've got this King of Pentacles. See, that's the thing. I think he would really either need to become this person who is generous and comes in with an offer, or he would need to realize that if he did lose somebody to another person. Oh, thank you, Little Miss Sunshine. Thank you so much. Everybody, just so you know, I'm closing this out. I've already got our last 3, so won't be adding on any more. So it's the Bayou, Little Miss Sunshine, and then Julie Engerman. So just know that's it for right now. And then I'll see you guys on Tarot Dog. Okay. And we're still doing this again on Tarot Dog. But I just didn't want to waste anybody's time. Some of you just popped in. This feels like he might have to realize that he already lost her to somebody else, but he's still sitting there fantasizing, saying, no, it can't be over. It can't be over. But I don't see him taking action. And I do see another contender in the mix, or he's imagining there's another contender. So it just kind of seems like we have somebody who needs to get off their duff and do something, if I can say it so rudely. We have a 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, he needs to go ahead and make the negotiations. Come on in, connect with somebody, come on in and, you know, like actually make this happen. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse says this character is, if he could make a decision and just get up and make something happen, he may have a chance to negotiate this relationship still. But will he get there before somebody else does? I don't know. I mean, to me, this looks like this is kind of like an ex who doesn't want things to be over, but there is somebody else coming on in because he's kind of sleeping on this opportunity. Whomever is the most direct is probably going to be the one who winds up, you know, in the connection, or winds up getting the contract, or winds up getting whatever the desired outcome is, because it does require, you know, real action. So I kind of think that although an ex still wants this, they may not be the one who wins the prize, because they aren't really taking the action to make it happen. And that's unfortunate for them, but sometimes, you know, losing out on chances is the way we learn how to like step up a little sooner next time. So, all right. Next up, Little Miss Sunshine. Actually, Little Miss Sunshine, I think I want to use this deck. Guys, just so you know, if you just popped in, I'm doing Little Miss Sunshine and then Julie, and that's it here. And then I'll bounce over to Tarot Dog, okay? Here we go. Little Miss Sunshine, we have a Page of Pentacles upright. So we have this happy little garden gnome coming in all joyful. I don't know, is that German or Nordic? I can't remember exactly where the little traveling gnome comes from, but culturally speaking. But it's just a side note there. We have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is, we have a character that could be worried about, little annoyances. The mice tend to be the worries, the things that chew at a character's mind. And it kind of says that we have somebody coming in with a solution, and they're really happy, like, hey, I can help you. Hey, I got an idea. Don't sit there by yourself. I have this idea. Is this an intervening friend? Oh, Els, thank you so much. But honey, I can't take any more right now. I'm on a deadline here, so I cannot do any more right now. Please, please, please don't anybody give me anything else. Not because it's not beautiful, but it's because I cannot do any right now. I have to move over to the other channel after this. So please, everybody out there, please don't gift me anything else. Els, I will still grab you a card, but I'll have to keep it really swift, okay? Sorry, guys, but I do have a time limit on this one today. Thank you. That's so generous, though, sweetie. All right. No, RO, I can't do any more right now. I have to go over to Tarot Dog. I'll catch you guys there. Thank you, though. I'm honored you guys are here. I feel so rude right now, but I have to say no. This feels like is a kind third party entering in and saying, hey, you know what? I've got this idea. My idea is, I think there's somebody wonderful, somebody really loving. I think you should meet her. I can't help but say we have got, this is an offer, this is an idea to help somebody who's been kind of blue, sitting there by themselves. I feel like this is going to be a meeting that is orchestrated by some well-intentioned third party, because they say, I know somebody who's so wonderful, somebody that you should meet. Five of Pentacles, yeah, whoever this character is, they have been bummed out for a while. They have been feeling like they missed a lot of opportunities. They need a little kindness. They need somebody wonderful in their world, not to like make their life better, but maybe this is a great person who's been treated really unfairly. Two of Pentacles. I'm going to go ahead and say that she seems to be our character that is being talked about in the nicest of ways. And maybe she deserves somebody wonderful also. And we have a really awesome spark of an idea. This little dude, he looks just like me when I bug out my eyes, minus the beard, I suppose. But I really think that this is a wonderful, wonderful idea that somebody has to bring two very good hearts together, both of whom deserve to be treated better. So I think that this is the energy of characters maybe meeting each other pretty soon. And it's on behalf of, or because of someone who's kind of putting this in motion. Yeah, it feels a little bit like a setup, a little bit like a, blind date setup or something, but could be very well worth it. All right. And then Julie, and then I'm going to get to Els, and then that is it here, guys. Please know I have to stop. I'll see you guys over on Tarot Dog after this, okay? But I'm not taking any more right now. The Fool is in the reverse, Julie. There is somebody who's either paused, maybe they're just soaking up the atmosphere, or maybe they're on pause so that they can take a little jump into the next chapter of life when they see the right way to go. But there is something on pause. High Priestess. Okay, so our character is pausing, and it's wise for them to do this. They're listening to their intuition. Ooh, because they know something's changing. They can feel it in the air. Look at all these major arcana. Oh my God. And we have the Death card, and we have the Eight of Cups. And it's funny because that Eight of Cups shouldn't even be in this deck. It's the same size, and I'm a piglet, so I accidentally shuffled it in. Guys, just so you know, I'm done on this channel right now. We'll go over to Tarot Dog next, so I'm not taking any more right now. I just don't want to waste anybody's time. So I'll see you guys on Tarot Dog next. Please, please, please don't stick around here, because this is it right after Julie. I only have one more to do here, and then I'm gone onto Tarot Dog. This feels like our character is in a place of, yeah, I'm ready for that leap of faith. When I feel that the time is right, and I know it's coming, and I'll know it when I see it. I can feel something is shifting, something is changing, and I need to not be committed prior to being able to say a solid yes to this other thing, because it's going to be life-changing for me, and I know it, and it's on its horizon. Could be somebody else that is going through a transformation right now, and they're going to be offering an opportunity, or a doorway's going to open for her, and she just can like smell it. This is somebody who listens to their intuition. They're not fearful. They don't hold back because they're like, well, I don't know what to do. Somebody's got to come and lead me by the hand. This is a high priestess who says, change is coming. I sense it. I feel it. Today is not the day. I will know when the doorway opens. I'm not going to stand there and shove on a door and try to force anything. I know something is shifting around me. This could be a person who's going through a massive change, and they could end up reaching out to her, and then she has to be able to say yes to this opportunity that will be offered to her, whether it's a romance, whether it's a job opportunity. There's a reason that she's not ready to say yes to something, and it's because she knows that there's change in the wind, and I got to be able to say a strong yes. Also, I don't really think that whatever this other opportunity is that she's pausing on is something she'd want to say yes to. I think she already knows that. If it's not 100% like a yeah, and not even a yeah, it's got to be a hell yeah, then it's a no for her. She waits. Actually, that's really awesome. Really patient too. All right. And now this is our very last one. And then I will see you guys over on the other channel. Here we go. L's here. This is my last one, guys, just so you know. I'm not taking any more right now. I'm going over to Tarot Dog, and we'll do this over there for an hour, a little bit less than an hour. We have Three of Cups. L's Three of Cups is beautiful energy of like, I got my friends with me. We're all standing together in this circle of like community. I've got people around me that I really care about. They're close to me. I'm close to them. Wow, Two of Cups. All of this is about the different kinds of really beautiful relationships in someone's life. The kinds of relationships where characters actually like connect. They feel close. They feel warm-hearted. They feel like they are companions. And I gotta say, I mean, this is a time to develop those relationships. It almost feels like reconnecting with characters that have been a part of someone's life, and deepening connections and deepening bonds, because there's not really any toxicity here. There's not any, let me put it this way. Everyone in these stories is kind of choosing to be around each other. So there's not the, like, I need to latch on to you. That might have been something in the past, but that's all been worked out. Now it's like there's a certain amount of trust that's being built where I know that you're my friend. I know that you want to be with me, or I know that you love me. You've shown up for me in that way. So I don't feel desperate. I don't fear losing you, because I know that you choose my energy. You like my energy, and I choose you. There's this huge sense of peace in relationships because there's not any air of desperation. That is an amazing message. Let me get one more on that. Okay, we got two more. A 10 of Wands and a 3 of Swords. There's such an alleviation of hurt and pain. I almost feel like if I were going to simplify this, the hurts and pains of youth, you know, when we feel devastated because we feel slighted, or we imagine that, you know, people aren't showing up enough for us. And then when we get older and we've lived life a little bit more, we realize sometimes people can't show up for us because they got to show up for themselves, or, you know, there's other things in life, and it's not really a reflection on our value to them. It's just we learn enough to know, I don't take it so personal now. I know that there's, as much as somebody loves me and I love them, we may or may not always be able to be like our instant, you know, pick up the phone and call each other. We may or may not always be able to even be together at every moment in time, because we have other things that we must do in this lifetime. But it just feels like there's so much hurt and pain that has been dissolved, because there's this profound understanding that we can love somebody and they can love us, and we can be together in spirit sometimes and have each other's back in different ways, even if it doesn't always mean that everything is perfect and we're, you know, tangled up in each other's energy and side by side. We're always side by side in our energy flow anyway. So there's this real trust in relationships and love, and the dynamics that go along with that. A lot of healing from feelings of betrayal, a lot of laying down ideas of like, well, if somebody doesn't do this, then they must not love me. I really feel like our character has just so evolved in that. All right, you guys, take care. Thank you so much. I will see some of you, whoever can join me over on Tarot Dog if you have time. And we're going to do about an hour over there, and I'll do some storytellings there as well. All right, you guys, lots of love. I'll see you in just a few minutes. I'm going to take just a 1 or 2 minute break, and then I'll be over on Tarot Dog very shortly. All right, bye, guys. Lots of love.